I'm here at Connected Britain 2022 with Tom Ronan of VIAVI. Tom, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, James.
Enjoying the show at the moment?
It's been very good. It's great to see the excitement around a Gigabit Britain, and Connected Britain is really doing a fantastic job of bringing customers and vendors alike into one place to really share technologies and innovation and ideas on how we can accelerate the digitalization of Britain.
That's fantastic to hear. Can you tell us a little bit about your company?
Yeah, so VIAVI, next year actually we'll be celebrating our 100th year anniversary. So we've been around since 1923 in various logos previous to this, and we actually have the world's largest, we're world number one in the test, measurement, monitoring and assurance of networks. In fibre networks we're globally number one. We will next year celebrate our 40th anniversary since our first system in 1983, since we brought to market. So we really have a long legacy of innovation and technology. Today we monitor enough fibre that can circumnavigate the world 50 times. So we have a lens have eyes on protecting, assuring, and our customers trust us to look after their assets.
And tell us, why is testing so important for this industry then?
Well, at the end of the day, test is used as a certificate at various stages in the network lifecycle. So when you're building your network, our technicians and field techs are used to qualify and certify the network. So they test it, validate the quality is there, the performance is there, so that you can really have a reliable and robust network. So that's during the build phase. Then when you're getting your apartment connected up, or your home connected up, or your premise, you're used to validate the performance going into those homes and premises, validate the service that they're getting, and making sure that you're getting the money paid for. And that's all about driving a low-cost network, low-cost operational network, making sure that it's not going to become a burden in terms of cost of repair and fixing, because fibre is really reliable. It's a really great product if it's got right the first time, and that's what we do, is we use our test systems and platforms to validate the performance, the quality, the integrity, and the network to make sure we have that gold standard network out there.
And tell us, what are your customers telling you that are their challenges at the moment?
So there's been lots of discussions about that today. There's been, depending on who you talk to, but from our perspective, it's really about closing the skills gap. Skill availability and skill resource is really a challenge with our customers. So, they're spending time to train them, educate them. We use our platforms to make that skill gap a lot lower. So we're reducing that skill gap by making test instruments, test platforms that really de-skill the test and measurement. So at least that's something that they don't have to be so concerned about. That our systems are used, you plug them in, they tell them an answer, it's good to go, green light, red light, you've got the network operation. So they're dealing with that, but they're dealing with resource issue, as I mentioned, and what we want to do is making sure, because we're in this such demand scaling side of delivering a digitalized Britain, we want to make sure that when you're building the networks, you got it right the first time, you're focusing your resource on build, and you're not back out there trying to mop up all of this bad fibre, poor fibre, and trying to get customers online. It should be really a case of just dropping the customer in, they're up, it's running, and it's at the performance that your customer expects, because once you've got them connected, you want to keep them connected, because that's where the money comes from.
And you've brought this funky Ninja who's just behind me. What else have you brought at Connected Britain that you're showcasing?
The Ninja is a good example of how we're trying to close the skills gap. We're trying to educate our customers, educate them on the performance. We actually have a van with the Ninja on the side of it, which shows, we're going out there, we're getting to the customer, we're trying to educate them. And so what we're showcasing here today is how to become a fibre ninja, how to make something that is complex in terms of measurement, make it very simple that anybody can do it. So we're going from handheld tools like we have here that would be with the technician in the field to validate the connection, validate the link, validate the continuity and the performance, right? We do that through the activation stages, so speed, quality, performance. We do it through network build stages. We're using OTDR products, either centralized, so we build them in the head end or the exchange or the central office. So we automate that so that it can be used across the life cycle. So that's embedded test, we call that. Or we use a field test, again with the technician, to qualify the network. So really we're looking at a suite of tools that are used either at physical layer or at a digital layer like layer 2 and so on, to validate the speed, the performance and the physical layer, so that you have continuity and reliability to lower your build cost, ensure you get it right the first time, and make sure you have a very low OPEX asset being deployed and infrastructure being deployed.
You mentioned automation there, so what role do you see automation playing in the future of fibre deployment?
Automation is key. You can't automate certain things. At the end of the day, somebody's got to climb a ladder, they've got to get that asset on a pole, or they've got to get it down a hole. You've got to have safety and all of that aspects. But really digitizing the network and using those tools automatically to prove that the network is out there. We involve in automation from a test perspective. We actually have a platform called Test Process Automation. So what we do is engage with the customer's planning and inventory tools to take that information, to make sure that that's representative of what's happening on the real build. We execute those tasks automatically, so as soon as your network is being tested, those records are back up in the cloud, being checked, being dashboarded, being qualified, and being automatically checked that they're within compliance, so that you can start to monetize that network, so that you know that network is ready for sale. As soon as the technician is done with the build in the field, you can start marketing, advertising that area, get that network sold, get those customers on quicker. And that all takes lags out of the process, right? So automation can happen in two ways. It's obviously the digitization, but it's also driving process efficiency. And that's why we call it test process automation. So it's not only about the automation part, but it's how you drive process efficiency with automation. That is the key to unlocking at least the test and measurement world, to qualifying, certifying and making sure that that's all done much more effectively and swiftly.
Well, some fascinating insights there, Tom. Great talking, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you very much. Lovely to speak with you.